Mark Levin, a powerful 8 minutes, and I thought he was very strong. He explained why he was doing this. He explained the suffering of the Iranian people and how we need to get rid of this regime. And I'm sure you were inspired when you hear Lindsey Graham and you hear John Fetterman. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, number one, we have a great president who's a great leader. We talk about Churchill and Reagan and Thatcher and Truman. And we'll be talking about Trump for decades and decades, if not centuries. That's number one. Number two, the president did this for several reasons, and you have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to understand what they are. In other words, you have to be intentionally trying to undermine our troops and him. We know that Iran was making nuclear weapons. They start doing what they always do, undermining our country, undermining our allies, undermining our troops. Then I think the wrath of the American people will come down on their heads. The American people love victory. The American people love our military. The fact that you have big elements of the Democrat Party that don't, that is their problem, and shame on them. Their president, Biden, gave Iran billions and billions of dollars to build up their war machine. Their President Biden did nothing for the liberation of the Iranian people. Their President Biden was a warmonger. This man is a peacemonger. This is the greatest peace movement in modern American history. Nuclear weapons to blow us off the face of the earth. How do we know that? Because they keep telling us that. So we take them at their word. That's number one. Number two, we have men and women in battle right now. Right now. I would say to that senator in Arizona, why don't you shut the hell up and let our troops do what you are incapable of doing and what your party is incapable of doing? And I would say to the American people, take note of who these politicians are. They're cheap and they're tawdry. And take note of who these other individuals, podcasters and the like, what they have to say. When our men and women, volunteers, have their lives on the line, that they're trying the best they can to score political points. We need to make sure they suffer at the ballot box. We are an honorable people. We are a great people. We're not imperialists. We're not colonialists. We're sure as hell not isolationists, not with communist China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and all the rest of these adversaries and enemies trying to encircle us and defeat us. Donald Trump heard from all sides. He spent a lot of time trying to negotiate with this enemy. He spent a lot of time before June trying to negotiate with this enemy. But there's a point at which you need to defend our country, defend our allies. And when you see a regime slaughtering tens of thousands of young people, shooting them in the street, if you're thinking about it, because they're in the weakest position they've ever been, right, to sit still there at a time like that is utterly and completely unconscionable. We are on a righteous mission. We have a righteous president. We have a real leader. This is what a real leader looks like. We haven't had a real leader since, in my opinion, no offense to everybody, since Ronald Reagan. This is a real leader. This is a man who thinks things through. This is a man who is mischaracterized by the media and the Democrats and the rhinos. This is a man who's not an isolationist. He's not an interventionist. You know what he is? He's prudential. He does it over and over and over again, whether it's foreign policy or whether it's domestic policy. The people in Iran, if we succeed, you're going to be free. You're going to be free after half a century living in a concentration camp. It'll be ultimately up to you, once our military and the Israeli military lay the field, to take hold of your government. And you've made it clear to the entire world that that is what you're going to do. I have never seen people as brave as these Persians. I never have. To our Israeli allies, despite worldwide anti-Semitism, between worldwide organized efforts to trash your outstanding, to our president and to our military, I say this: we've never had better. We are so proud as Americans. Politics aside, politicians aside, and all the rest. God bless you. May God be with you. The world needs us, and we have a great president and a great military.
So, Mark, one of the things is the mission is great. The objective is great. But how you do it is key. And I thought this was key from the president's address. The message to the armed forces and the police, the IRGC, lay down your weapons and I grant you immunity or face certain death. He's saying, I don't want your country, but you have a choice now. Turn on your government. We know you have the guns. You could turn on your people again and kill another 30,000. Know what they're going to choose to do. What do you think?
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. We have men and women who are fighting a war right now against a vile enemy. Wars are not easy. I don't care who the enemy is. So the focus right now, to me, has to be on victory. What does victory look like? Khomeini's gone. The inner circle's gone. The enemy surrenders effectively. I think the people in Iran, the Persians, I think they know what they have to do. Before we did this, they were in the streets. They were marching. They were being murdered. They came out the next day. They're marching again. They were marching yesterday and the day before yesterday and the day before this to do with their lives. And one of the other things nobody's talking about here, victory is crucial for a lot of reasons. We defeat this regime, China has a real problem fueling its military.
100%.
We defeat this regime, Russia has a real problem getting the drones that it needs. We defeat this regime can attempt to assassinate our president and former secretaries of state and National Security Council. They can't do that anymore. We defeat this regime, we have defeated one of the biggest, if not the biggest, funder and spreader of terrorism in the entire world, the entire planet. We are doing the world a favor of damn near anybody. We and the Israelis are carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, and we, the Americans, and our allies, the Israelis, are capable of doing it with these two unbelievable militaries, and we are going to make the world a more humane place. Because this guy on that screen right there, he's the devil. He's the devil incarnate. This guy would have killed 1 million of his people, 1 million of them, if it meant staying in power. This guy was committed to blowing New York and L.A. and Washington and the rest of the cities off the face of the earth. You have to take barbarians, fundamentalists, 7th century terrorists, which directly since 1979, 44 times. 44 times. And finally, we have a president. You know, we talk about Churchillian. One day we're going to be talking about Trumpian, future president. I'm not kidding. I study history left and right. It's going to be 30, 40 years from now, if a president does something that is statesmanlike and leadership-like, they're going to say, that's Trumpian. That's Trumpian. America, get behind the president. Get behind our armed forces. This is a righteous effort. It is a noble effort. And if we defeat this regime, and I have no doubt we will, I'm telling you right now, there will be a change. It's a big, big deal.
We agree with you, Mark. The great one. Thank you for getting up this morning.